Yeah, what's cracking, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Prison Break Raw. I'm your host, the one and only Big JD. Go ahead, give this channel, subscribe, share, leave some messages and comments, hit the thumbs up for the like, notification bell to be informed on all episodes when they drop. Most importantly, if you enjoy this content, please feel free to share it. Share it to your family, your friends, your coworkers, anywhere and everywhere in your social media platforms. Let's get this raw and uncut material out there to the millions that don't know we are here. I have another exciting guest coming to the Prison Break Raw family. This man is coming from across the Pacific Ocean, all the way over there in the Philippines. It's my Pinoy brother from out there. This man has been around. He's been all up in the CDCR. Even did a little piece out on the out-of-state transfer when California Department of Corruptions and Rehumiliation was sending people out of state. Been up in Oklahoma, been all around. He's going to tell you his story. I'm going to sit back and shut the fuck up because from what I've been told, I flap my jibs a little too much. So I'm just going to kick back and let this man pretty much do all the talking, and I'll smooth go into a couple of Q&A. So without further ado, let me introduce to you my man, Pare Young. What's up, Pare?
That's right, JD. Much respect, man. It's an honor to be on your show, man. Yeah, I got this little YouTube channel, Pare Young. And at the beginning, I just started telling my story and shit, right? And it just blew up from there. People started recognizing, I guess, because I kept saying real, recognize real. Fucking some motherfuckers, they feeling that shit, you know what I mean? But I like your channel. When I first saw your channel, I like your channel because I seen you talking about this ain't for snowflakes, man. So, you know what I mean?
Definitely is not that.
Yeah, I'm like, man, you know, you're talking about the corruptions and CDC, and that's some real shit, man. I'm just like hella feeling your shit. So, but yeah, you know, it's a small world. I reached out to a lot of people. They saw me, and then a lot of them recognized me, and that's what I expected. You know what I mean? Because, you know, I'm over here in the Philippines, just chilling, and I lost contact to a lot of people, and that's good that I'm reaching out to a lot of folks that recognize me, and you know, it goes from there. And yeah, what started me off, trip out on this, I'm just going to YouTube, right? I'm just watching, I'm just like looking to the prison, the CDC and stuff like that. And I came across fucking the one PC dude and shit, right? With the long hair and shit. You know what I'm talking about? And then I'm listening.
Yeah, I think I know who you're talking about, brother. I think I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. And he talks a good one. He talks real good. He's good on camera, man. And I noticed him pushing like Deuce 5. And I thought to my head, oh, okay, I think I know about that Deuce 5 shit, right? And then he was just lying and, what do you call this? Like, he trying to brag about it's cool being a PC. It's normal. Like, you can still go back to the hood and just people will accept you. Like, I don't know about all that, man. You know what I mean? Yeah, I ain't just yapping my mouth because I got all this inner turmoil or anything like that. Like, yeah, boy, you got a lot of inner turmoil, dog. You know what I mean? That's why you're on TV trying to act like it's cool. Like it's the 6ix9ine generation now. You know, it's all about the family now and this. But come on, dog. You know what I mean? It ain't about that. What do you call this? Yeah, that's what got me to that. And then I started searching more, and I saw a lot of shit. And I'm like, oh man, I can do this too. I'm just gonna tell my story, you know. But I'm doing this for righteous reason though. So trying to help out kids that are misled, people that got a lot of self-hate and stuff like that. But pretty much get some money out of it too. Hopefully in the future, you know, you know what I mean. But yeah, you know, that's about it. What is there? Do you want to shed light to anything? Any questions or?
Well, just to add to a little bit of what you said, man, I appreciate your outlook and everything. It's a breath of fresh air, man, considering all the weirdo-ness that's going on and all the status quo boob tube type content that we got on YouTube. It's just like, you know, keeping it real is few and far between. Most people, you know, I got this meme that I'm going to put on my community post one day. It's a picture of one of the Simpsons, and he's typing in YouTube, and it says, you know, tell me what I want to hear or lie to me or something like that. I got to go look at it again. But Yeah, I mean, that's what a lot of people, they just, they just want to be lied to, I guess. And there's always going to be that small group of people, though, man, several thousand that are going to want to hear, the real shit. But yeah, man, just give us your history. Where you from out there? What part of the state of California you from, and how did you get up into the prison system?
Yeah, all right, that's a good question. But before I forget, I'm gonna add on to what you said earlier about that. See, that's why I got respect for your shit, because I feel like you're just keeping it straight G and shit. You don't give a fuck if you hurt people's feelings, stuff like that.
Not really, no, not
You
really.
know, you know what I mean? And what do you call this? Yeah, because nowadays they want to hear fantasy and shit like that. Like even if you go way back, they trying to kill the messenger that has the bad news. You know what I mean? And then people that speaks the truth. That's the one that suffers. That's the one that gets persecuted. And you don't give a fuck, and I don't give a fuck either. I'm gonna say how it is. You know what I mean? And if they feel it, they feel it. If they don't, they don't. It's all good. But yeah, about a little bit something about myself, right? Yeah, so I was born in the Philippines. You can check out my channel, Pare Shit. It says in there from the beginning. And then I got culture shock. I came to school and just learning. I came there when I was like 10 years old, and then what do you call this? Started hanging out with people. I came from. I started all of it. I came from like skating, and then transitioned to like a pretty boy, and then started hanging around my folks, and eventually I joined the gang, and then they gave me guns. They're like, "Hey, trip out, man. This is our enemies. This is how it works. This is you're supposed to hate, and go make a name for yourself. Go fucking prove us that you're somebody and shit." And that's what I did as a little kid. So I was misled, and it just went on from there. And eventually I caught myself a fucking sentenced to 14 years and 2 strikes and shit. You know what I mean?
So
That's how it all started.
how much time did you peel off?
Out of that 14 years, I did 13 years.
Jesus.
Yeah.
That's a jolt right
Then
there, man. That's a fucking jolt. I've done well over 20 years, but I've done it all in installments, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So I got busted when I was 15, and then I didn't get out till I was like 20 something already, 27, 28, or kind of old already and shit, So I kind of grew up in the system. So I can't just go back here to the real world and then I did it. I'm already working in a corporate office right now, trying to forget about the past, but it's like something that happened that you just can't forget, because that's what made you. That's how I feel about it. You know what I mean? Yeah. But other than that, I'm glad. I'm glad I'm reaching out to a lot of folks, man. A lot of positive things going on to this channel. So, that's a blessing. I take that as a blessing. I don't take nothing for granted anymore, because they took my freedom and everything for a long time. You know what I mean? But I learned how to be happy with nothing. I was in the fucking hole. I stay in the whole lockdown. I'm in the hole with just nothing but boxers on, and I learned how to be satisfied and be happy with that. They try to break me mentally, emotionally, physically, everything. But I just gotta survive. The California system elicits the fucking beast in a man and shit. You know what I mean?
Brings the worst
Yeah.
out of you, that's for sure.
Yeah. But here in the Philippines, a lot of people, they got it worse right here, man. They really had nothing. A lot of them misled, and a lot of self-hate going on, especially the drugs, the shabu. That's what we call crystal meth right here. That's our main drug right here. If Colombia got cocaine, we got shabu right here and shit. That's called crystal meth.
I know all about that shabu.
Yeah. So fuck all that. I was slamming all that. I was slamming heroin. I did all that before too. But I check myself. I discipline myself. I'm pretty much. I consider myself in shape. I'm all about the discipline. I don't smoke cigarettes anymore. I don't do none of that. But I smoke some trees though. You know what I mean?
So let me ask you about the Philippines. See
Yeah.
if you can clear up any misconceptions that we might have over here now that you're over there. What I'm told is basically the president right there has made. Is it true that he's made like? Hold on, let me straighten this camera out. There we go. Is it true that the president, what's his name, Duarte? Is it true that like drugs is a death sentence over there?
Duterte, yeah, he gave the green light to the police and to the under. They gave him a lot of power. He gave a lot of the police power, man, to just mark foods left and right. If they feel like this was a dolphin or distribution or anything like that, user or anything related to a shabu or crystal meth, then you're gonna get murked quick. You know what I mean? And you know, a lot of fools changed their life because of that. I guess it worked because that shit was like slowly ruining our country too.
So let me
You know,
ask you
so
something. Let me ask you, if
yeah,
somebody's selling some shabu and the cops are coming at them and they go, hands up, don't shoot, are they still going to get shot?
I,
Huh?
it depends on the police. I think they get good credit if like they tell stories while they're drinking, like, yeah, I marked this fools, I caught this. I think, you know, that's, they brag about that kind of shit. Because your life right here ain't really pretty much worth nothing and shit, unless you're like connected to a politician, you're like a rich guy. Because you know, there's still a third world country and shit though. You know what I mean? So, you know, and motherfuckers just marking fools for some change right here, man. It's like, you know, people grew up in a fucked up area in the ghetto, the real fucking ghetto and shit. Like, you know what I mean? They didn't have nothing. They had no choice but to like, they didn't finish school. They had no choice but to do something to feed their little kids and shit and their, you know, their family. Some people are stuck in that situation.
So you've been in both places. You've been in the U.S. and in the Philippines. Let me ask you this, man. Do you think these people over here are being a little too soft when it comes to the cops? Do they got it made compared to the cops over there?
Uh, I think they're both crooked and corrupt in both ways. It's just that over there in the U.S., you just gotta pay more money to buy the police. Like, it's probably gonna cost like 10 times or 100 times more in order to turn the police to be corrupt. Right here, it doesn't cost that much because life is harder right here. It's a third world country, so everything right here you can pretty much pay and shit. You know what I mean? There's a price for a lot of things right here.
So if I got a dead body in my trunk and I got about 16 pounds of shabu in the back seat of my car and I offer the cop like a quick $100, he's gonna take it and let me drive away.
Probably if the price is right, I think they will.
So you heard it
Yeah,
right
yeah.
here, everybody. If anybody's looking for
Yeah.
a place to relocate to get away from this police brutality, you can go over there and buy a cop.
Yeah, yeah. And what's the good thing about that? This is just from my comparison, right? From my own little perspective and shit. Is that over there, from what I know, correct me if I'm wrong, the Constitution, the people that the founders of the United States, they made sure that they gave people the right to, you know, have the right to buy guns and defend themselves just in case in the future the government starts being a bully, start fucking, you know, you know what I mean? And people will have the chance to fight back. But right here, they don't really have it like that. Guns right here are hella expensive. So, and people are scary too. You know, they submit to the government quick. There's only so many people that are gonna fight back. You know, over here and shit.
Are you allowed to, like, can you own a firearm in the Philippines? Or is it illegal?
I believe there's a process to make it legal, but it's like a long process though. Not as easy as how it is over there.
Well, I mean, if over here, if you're a felon, you ain't getting no firearms. Simple as that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you can get a lot of guns over there. You know, because what impresses me when I first got in the gang, when I got at the gang and shit, Jeff Rock's gang, is that a lot of the older homies, when I was a little kid, I was 13, 14, 15, and they were showing me all this automatic rifles that they claim that if you get caught with these, you're going in for life. You know what I mean? And during that time, that shit impressed me. So I'm like, all right, that's cool. That's what's up, you know?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
somebody asked me a question to ask you. Somebody want to know if you got Temple Street gang over there in the Philippines.
I think they do. I think they do. They have it over here. Because from what I heard, they have this clique of locals and shit. And there's a lot of Pinoys from Temple Street. So, but I don't know the whole history because I wasn't even born yet. This is just from what I was told, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Temple Street's an old gang. You know what I mean?
yeah. All
Yeah.
gang.
So that's going fucking way back when I was a kid.
Damn.
That's a long
Yeah.
time. That's like 100 years ago. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you started out in YA, correct?
Silmar first, fighting my case, then YA. Then from 16 to turn 18, because they can't legally send me to prison yet, because I was 16, so they had to house me in YA first.
So what's YA like for a Filipino man, a Pinoy? What's it like in YA for you?
That shit is crazy over there. That shit was gangbanging over there. It's like you brought all the fools that was gangbanging from the streets and bringing them to this little institution, and then it's just rock and rolling over there. There's no guns. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's no hiding at home after you shoot at somebody. There's no going back home and fucking getting dressed. There's none of that. You know, everybody's still together.
Oh, I know, man. I never went to YA myself, but I got lucky, man. I was close. I was close a couple of times.
Yeah. And yeah, man, why is a whole different thing. That's why when I came to CDC, my mindset quickly turned. I'm like, the motherfuckers laced me up, you know what I mean? And it's not about gangbanging anymore. CDC, that shit don't even count because, you know, on our car, Asian Islander car, nobody's bigger than the car. You're not gonna go in there and gangbang and like, who the fuck is you? You know, you know what I mean? Yeah, because nobody cares about those. Because people in the pin, they got triple life, quadruple life. That's their house. We're just visiting. If you got a parole date, you're just pretty much visiting over there. You know what I mean? That's what it is. That's how I see it from my eyes.
Yeah, you know, you got another an Islander who has his own channel. This guy named 30 to Life.
Yeah. I seen him. That's the big oos right there. He pretty much on point on a lot of things, man. Because he was in high desert, and that was like, you know, that's the end of the line. Also, besides death row, you know what I mean? But
Or
yeah,
Salinas
those were all they
Valley.
got.
Yeah.
And yeah, he's pretty much on point, you know. But and I believe he got lucky. He was blessed from his appeal or something, and somehow went home and won his appeal or something like that, you know.
That's right. So you went to YA, then they transferred. How old were you when you got to the CDC?
So on my 18th birthday, they took me to this little van from OH Close CYA to Tracy. Correct. I know. I didn't I didn't mean to get it mixed up, Tracy and Stockton, you know, because that was a long time ago. But Tracy is a whole different city. They got me on DVI, the reception in DVI, and I was there for a couple months. You know, I don't exactly remember. It went by fast. And then they sent me to fucking Pelican Bay, man, my first mainline.
God damn.
I was like, what the fuck, man? They trying to kill me and shit. But luckily, I got some good folks over there. You know, I mean, you know, we got that instinct. You know if somebody is trying to get you caught up, trying to get your life so you can be stuck with them. And then you got good instinct to see if some older OGs, they just want you to like, don't be stupid and go home and don't be like us. Don't get stuck here forever. You got those people too, you know?
So when you went into the CDC, did you go in there all wild, all YA and shit, or did you like get some act right real quick?
Yeah, because I was so misled because I had this wrong misconception about CDC that when I came to the Tracy DVI reception, like I was saying on my channel, Pare on the story right there was the Vietnamese dude that we saw in the recreation area because we still get yard over there. And I saw my people, I saw the Asians, so I started talking to them, hanging out with them, and then they started gossiping about this other dude over there by himself, and they were like, "Oh, I heard this and that, but there was no paperwork." So I decided, you know, I'm gonna go try to see what's up with him, trying to put in work, try to make a name for myself, and that's where my story goes from there. You know what I mean?
You took flight on him or what?
Oh no, I was trying to get a canteen from him first, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, did he tell on you or what?
He didn't. See what happened was, by the way, man, this guy is an older cat. and I was a little skinny 18-year-old kid, but I wasn't scared, though, you know what I mean? And what do you call this? I talked to him personally while we were walking at the chow. I caught up with him by myself. Hey, dog, you know, I heard you fucking snitching and shit. So, you just fucking, if I were you, just fucking show me your canteen and shit like that, dog. You know what I mean? And then it's like, hey, who the fuck is you? Like, you don't even know who my crime is. You don't even know anything. Like, you know what I mean? You don't know the whole story. But that's what all the homies are saying. How come you ain't kicking it with us? And then, yeah, he went on from there. I let him go. And then after that, I moved to the pod where he was at, and I recognized him, right? So I shot him a kite again. Hey, you're gonna do it or not? I'm gonna take off. I'm gonna fire on you, like trying to scare him, trying to intimidate him and shit. But I guess he wasn't intimidated. You know what I mean? And fucking what do you call this? And she shot me a kite back. Hey, if you would have asked me nicely, I would have gave you some store or canteen and something like that. So, anyways, they were doing laundry. And if you've been to DVI, there's like top tier, second tier. Yeah, 3 tiers. And I was in the second tier.
I've been to DVI twice.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Oh, 3 times. Sorry, 3 times. I've been there 3 times.
Oh, damn, 3 times. But yeah, so I seen they were doing laundry, this laundry exchange. They were doing laundry downstairs, and then I went to go grab my laundry. Came back to the cell, and I left my door open. I left it cracked so that I could still go out. You know what I mean? And when he was going, I was close to the stairs. And when I saw him from the other side of the tier, I saw him going down to the to get his laundry. I yelled at the door. What do you call this? Hey, leave your door open, because I'm gonna need that, because that's your word. If you said something in prison, that's your word is everything. You ain't got your millions. You ain't got nothing over there. That's your fucking money. That's your word. That's the only way people gonna respect you. If you said something, you have to do it. If you don't, they're gonna lose respect. That means your word don't mean nothing, right? So anyways, I told him, like, leave your door open, dog. Leave your door open. He already know what it means, because I told him you have to get down. You know what I mean? So, because he don't want to give me the store, that's why. So anyway, so yeah, he came back to the cell, and then I just act like I'm getting my laundry. I open the door, just act like I'm programming and shit, and then I walk to his cell, and his cell was closed. He locked it, even though I told him to open it. And then what he got this, but I know he ain't scared. He just probably don't want no trouble or anything like that or whatever. I don't care. My mindset was different during that time. I was just like, I hated the world, man. I was just mad at the world because I got this time and I got a lot of shit time to do. And you know what I mean? I didn't know anything about meditation. I didn't know anything about fixing my brain, my stupid ass little brain and shit. I didn't know none of that at first. You know what I mean? So, that's what happened. And they sent me to Pelican Bay.
So did you get did you get hooked up with any any older bodies or any older dudes that kind of set you down and gave you some guidance or something?
Yes, sir. And it's not just they got some old Chinese folks in there too, old Cambodian folks in there, and then I'm listening to them, trying to learn everything at this point, man. I'm trying to learn as much as I can and everything, man. And then they got me on the GED class, and as soon as I accomplished that, they gave me a sense of accomplishment when I passed the test. And from then on, I realized I gotta start doing some productive shit, something that's gonna make my mom proud and my family proud and shit, because I got myself in this predicament. I gotta somehow turn it around and don't be stupid no more. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Are you out there with your mom now?
No, they stay over there in LA County with my folks. They're all U.S. citizens already. I'm the one that fucked up that came over here and shit. But my pops is right here though. They separated.
So you live with your pops right now?
No. This is still my mom's house. This is her apartment.
Okay. Yeah. So you get to Pelican Bay. Man, I bet you seen some wild shit in that place. What yard were you on over there?
At first, I was at B yard. That's the fucked up yard.
Yeah.
And then when I first came in there, right, you're not gonna believe this. On my first fucking day room, over there, I guess the whites are doing cleanup or removal, whatever and shit. And there was another white boy in there. I seen him. I was like right next to them because on the day room and shit. I don't know if you can picture it. It's a little day room. It's a 180 design, so everybody's pretty much close to each other. And I'm just playing dominoes over the homies, just kicking it, minding my own business. And then this white folk just fucking slashed the other white folks' throat. Fucking blood just everywhere and shit. And I'm just looking at, get out. And I'm just looking like, the fuck is this, man? You know?
Like, what'd you get yourself into, huh?
Yeah. I was like, oh man, I gotta be as hard as I can, man. Fuck this. Fuck, you know what I mean? So that's what my mindset during that time. Because imagine yourself outnumbered. You know, the Asian Islander card, they're like small and shit. And you're just a little guy. So, you know, what are your advantages? What can you do? How are you going to protect yourself? And shit kicks off. Stuff like that. That's where my mindset was at. But I wasn't tripping because I wasn't tripping that much because I see some of the homies, a lot of the Usos, they big. And a lot of the other homies too, they big too. So I guess, you know, it's not that bad at all too either. You know what I mean?
So how long were you in the Bay?
For 3 years. I was in B yard and A yard. From 06 to 09.
What, was it a 270 or a 180?
All of it was 180. The whole thing is 180. But they got the gym for level 1.
Yeah, level 2s and level 1s.
Separate. Yeah, they got it over there.
Yeah, same thing at Salinas Valley. I was at Salinas Valley on the C yard. That was a 180.
Yeah, I heard the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah, they got people in the gym right there too. It's a small ass yard, man. Yards are little.
Yeah. And they're always trying to fuck you over in the yard too.
Yeah. Well, we didn't spend much time on the yard because
to cancel yard, but it's all good. You're gonna learn.
Yeah, we were always on lockdown. Always on lockdown in that place.
That's what's
Real
up.
shit, man. Like fucking, we were constantly on lockdown in that place.
Yeah. Exactly.
Nuts, bro. Yeah. So after you did your little stint at Pelican Bay, where did you end up after that?
Where did I end up? All right. So I'll stay fighting my hardship, right? Because I'm doing good. I'm doing a good program. So I'm like asking the counselor, hey, can I get close to my family? Because I heard some fools are doing that. They're fighting for hardship. And finally, they sent me to, what do you call this? Kern Valley State Prison, which is, I looked at the map, it's close to LA County. So I was happy. You know what I mean?
That's another level 4 shithole.
Yes, sir. It's also 180.
They call that's New Delano or Delano 2, right?
Yeah.
I heard about that place. They were talking about sending me there to open it when the doors first opened. That place is like, it looks different than Pelican Bay though, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's different. You know why it's different? Because the doors in Pelican Bay, they got the holes in there.
Yeah, little holes.
You see in the
there,
you see a shoe. That's how all the. So you feel like there's a lot more. You feel like it's more open, you know, in Pelican Bay. But in Kern Valley, the only window they got is the square window like this.
You know, that was the one thing that was different about Salinas Valley. It didn't have all those little holes, not on the yard I was on. It was the doors, and then it had like a little side window right next to the door. Yeah.
That's the one.
Yeah, and it's only like 16 cells, like 16 cells down and like 16 or 12. I can't remember. I think it's 16. It's like 16 cells on the bottom and 16 cells on the top. And it's just one one tier. Yeah, it's just one wall, and there ain't no cells anywhere else.
That's what 180 is and shit.
Yeah.
And it's a trip because those cells in the 180 is actually bigger than the motherfucking 270.
Yeah, you know what? You're right. They are bigger.
Yeah,
They are bigger.
yeah. You know, and I thought when I came to Calipat 270, I thought this was a better place, and you know, I get in there, it's like, but it's just smaller, man.
Yeah, I was in
But
Calipat
it's cool.
too.
You got more.
Yeah, Calipat. It has the little holes in the doors.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir. Yes, sir. Yeah.
I was on
I
the
was there.
sea yard. I was on the sea yard in Calipat.
Yeah, they got the main line there, but they also got the orientation over there too.
Yeah, the orientation was on sea yard when I went there.
Yep, during my time too, it was like that. But I ended up in BR though,
Yeah.
and you know what's a trip? I came to BR and I seen some of the YouTube they were talking about Calipat video, and I seen the Lendres, that fucking police, that girl police on the video, the one that got beat up, and that was my because I used to work in the kitchen, so I recognize some of the police over there.
Yeah, they killed a whole bunch of they fucking rushed the program office on that place one time.
I heard.
Yeah, they rushed the program office, man, and stabbed a lieutenant and all kinds of shit. That
Oh
place is
man,
nuts,
they
bro.
stay going at it with the police. Yeah, Calipat. It's crazy, man.
So you went from Pelican Bay, you went to Delano, then where'd you ended up at Calipat after that?
Yes, sir. Yep.
What was that like, man? Did you got any wild tales of that place?
None. Not really much. You know, I went to BMU over there from a cell phone. I got caught with the phone and shit. I just had it for like a couple of days, man. After I fucking saved enough money to get a phone, I'm just gonna take it like that in a couple of days. But you know, shit happens, I guess. I don't know if I got set up or anything like that, but I've been to in Calipat BR. I've been to all the buildings, building 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5. At the time, I had a celly named Bugsy from BNG, solid fucking party and shit, right? As a matter of fact, I'm gonna make a video in honor just for him and shit. You know what I mean? Because he went back to the fucking pen again, and he got life now. They might even give him the death penalty and shit. This was crazy, man. But he's the one that got me fucking slamming. You know what I mean? Yeah. What do you call this?
Oh, them days,
So, yeah.
man. Huh?
So what do you call this? You know, over here in the Philippines, he got as crazy. You're not even gonna believe his story. Anyway, they shot him up here in the Philippines. They caught him right here. They sent him back to America, and then he's telling like the nurse that he got this super fucking painful shit on his leg where he got shot, and the nurse was asking him like, how much is your pain from 1 to 10? He was like, it's a fucking 100, man. It's super painful. So they ended up giving him the Narotans. I don't know if you're familiar with that. The Narotans.
Yeah, I'm familiar with the Narotans. Yeah.
And I like that shit, man. I like that shit. He would take that pill, spit it out in a little fucking toilet paper, and then bring it back to the cell. And I'll drink that. I'll take that shit. That shit fire. It makes you do everything good. You can play basketball better. You can write letters better. You can do everything better with that shit. You know.
They call that the Superman pill.
All right, that's what's up. Yeah.
Yeah. See, when I was going through there, the last time I did my full term, my righteous term in the CDC. They were just starting to bring that behavioral management unit, that BMU into existence. All
right.
Yeah, I never made it to that. I mean, I've always done like suspended shoe terms, or anytime I had a shoe term, I didn't get like a year or longer, 6 months or longer. If you get like 6 months or a year, like I think it's a year or longer, they'll take you to a shoe. They'll take you to Pelican Bay or Corcoran or Tehachapi. If you get less than a year, they'll just leave you in Ad Seg, man. They don't care.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
And you can't have none of that. You'd be like, hey, man, I'm on shoe time in here. Can I get my TV? You can't get none of that stuff. Yeah.
And speaking of shoe, right? Yeah, yeah. Speaking of shoe and shit, like what we're talking about, what do you call this? Dub dub. You know what I'm talking about.